Hey, welcome to our discussion on the new social media revolution. I'm going to introduce you today to the mobile business card. Now, I know some of you that are watching this are going to be financial advisors, insurance agents, registered investment advisors, and some of you may be compliance officers that work at a firm or marketing department or some of both. So I'm going to go through this, but I know we've got a big constituency that could be watching the little webinar. Let me start off on here, and I wanted to just share with you a disclosure. So if you're a financial advisor watching this, my disclosure is that the social media strategy I'm going to show you here on text marketing are strategies I've used in my business practice. Before you incorporate these ideas in your practice, you should first check with your compliance officer or your broker-dealer to ensure that these social media strategies meet your compliance department's guidelines and the social media guidelines overall. Now, if you're a compliance officer or you're in a broker-dealer and thinking about rolling out this product to your field, certainly we can work with you on this, but obviously we want to make sure that you're in a position so if you ever get an audit, you can make sure that you have everything in place. This is really cool stuff. I recommend, by the way, you get a pad and paper, anything, take notes. This is going to be fantastic stuff. Just a little bit about me. I am the number one right now, as of last year in 2014, the number one most influential social media financial advisor with a broker-dealer. That was from Brightscope.com, and I'm the number 11th most influential financial advisor with a period, and including RIAs and everybody out there. So, you know, I've been doing this stuff for the last 7 years. This I've developed over the last several years as what I think is going to be the future of our business or part of it when it comes to marketing. So I'm excited to share with you how this works. And I do have 6 advanced designations, including the CFP, and 5 other ones from the College for Financial Planning. I'm also a featured journalist. I've been writing for the Wall Street Journal for the last 2 years. In the past 6 months or so, I've been their number one blogger when it comes to providing articles and content for them, much part to some of the things that I'm going to show you. And I also have an online blog called YourSmartMoneyMoves.com, and that's been around for about 7 years, and it's a fantastic blog, one of the top 20 personal finance blogs according to Kitsis.com on the internet. And I've been quoted in over 75 different publications, including AOL, HuffPost, New York Times, and much, much more. So why do you care about doing this text marketing anyway? And the real answer is whether you're a marketing department, compliance department, or you're a financial advisor yourself, is leads. You know, for years, the way that we've done lead generation, cold call, seminars, all these different techniques is what I would call to be push marketing. Even referrals to some extent is push marketing. A lot of you are doing email marketing today, and you probably realize that email marketing is getting cluttered. That even if you use something like MailChimp or Constant Contact, that you may only get an 8 to 10% open rate. That means every time you send 100 messages, how many people are actually reading, viewing, and gathering down your message? I really wanted to have a position where leads would come to me, and so I saw part of the wave of the future, and I still do in this area of text marketing. Now, there's a big difference I'm going to share with you between one-way texting and two-way texting, but using systems like these has generated us over 1,250 leads in the last year. Just think about how big it could be for your practice or your organization if you look at something that I show you here called the mobile business card. So let's get to the fun stuff and let's talk about how this works. The future of marketing, I believe, will take place on the mobile phone. There's almost as many cell phone subscriptions, 6.8 billion, than there are people on this earth. There's about 7 billion people on earth and 6.8 billion subscriptions. It's going to outweigh it at some point. More than 50% of the households in America today either don't have a landline or they don't use a landline. Try cold calling someone today. It's not going to happen. Even if they see it, there's probably going to be something that comes up on their TV screen using caller ID, and they're not going to answer your phone. This is a tech-savvy generation. You know, boomers and retirees are getting more tech-savvy. Gen X, Gen Y, the millennials, they are very, very tech-savvy. In fact, I have teenagers, and really their talk-to-text is about 98% to 2%. It's 2% talk, 98% text. That's where this is all headed. And as of January of 2014, 90% of Americans have a cell phone, and 60% have a smartphone. Within 5 years, 100% of the people in this country will have a smartphone. That's where this is all headed. Red Ocean here, cold calling, seminars, N2B emailing, Blue Ocean, the mobile phone. So how does this work? If you've got a phone today and somebody meets you, most financial advisors today just hand out a business card, right? I think it's a bad idea. How many times have you gone home from a networking function with a crumpled business card in your pocket? What you want to do is what I call to be one-way texting to hand out your business card. So what we do is we hit the message button. And once we hit the message button, what we're going to do is to start a new message. Now, when you start a new message, what you're going to see on the screen is you can type in a code. By the way, for compliance and marketing departments, if you haven't looked into this, you can't buy a code. It's not like domains. The government actually has something called the common short code. They come in 5 digits and 6 digits, and you can't buy them. You have to lease them. So think about your time and energy to, first of all, having to go to lease a number. Then once you lease a number, you have to deal with all of the mobile phone carriers. I think there's 17 or 18 carriers. So you can make sure that you can get all of the messaging going through all of those different platforms, because you don't know who somebody is subscribing through with their cell phone service, right? So that's another big pain. And then you don't want to get blacklisted. You don't want to get blacklisted from one of those phone services. So what happens on here is in your phone now, I want you to go in and type in 89800. So in this 2 box, what you're going to do is you're going to go in here and type 89800, just like that, 89800. And then in the body, you're going to type the word TED, T-E-D. Now, if you have an iPhone, I don't know why it likes to make me red. I guess I could have been named that one day, but red or test or something like that. But once I do that, you're going to hit send. Now, when you hit send, what's going to happen is you accept the message, and you're going to unlock what I call to be one of the most amazing high income secrets that's out there. A box will come back that says, to learn more about me, to learn more about my firm, click here. Now, if you're a compliance officer or a marketing department, this is good even if you're listening, if you're a financial advisor, every single time one of these texts goes out, it actually goes into the email feed of the financial advisor. So if the financial advisor is Ted Jenkin at blah, blah, blah.com, it's going to go right into that email feed, just like any other email, so you can supervise it and monitor it. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. If you're designing this for a field force that you have 100, 200, 300 advisors, or you're an OSJ that has a branch of 30, you can make every mobile card look exactly the same. Now, when this box comes back, I want you to click the link that says to learn more about me. And when you click that link on there, it's going to be the best introduction you make. So when people meet me, they say, Ted, do you have a business card? I say, no, I don't. But do you have a phone? Yeah, well, they have a phone. And when they pull out that phone and they do this, you know what they say to me? They say, Ted, that's pretty cool. And I say, look, if you think that's cool, you should see what I can do with your money. How's that for an introduction versus, hey, take my card, stick it in the glove compartment, and then it'll end up in your trash when you get home. Now, when you click this button, this mobile business card, it has a way to import a VCF right into Microsoft Outlook so you can add it to your contacts. It shows a great picture of me. It's got a video of my office. Now, for a big company, you could put in any one of the videos that you have in your company or a video of the office. You can do whatever you want. You can get directions to the office. You can link in the social media, and you really impress prospects. So no business cards. You impress prospects. It's easy lead generation. And I'm going to show you in a minute, but guess for a question here for a couple of slides, how many people actually open up a text? Now, here's the beautiful thing behind this. The moment that you accepted to take my card, I didn't cold text you, you took my card, guess what you gave me? You gave me your phone number. And when you give me your phone number, it goes into a back piece of software. Now that software has that phone number, and anytime that I want, I could send you an outbound message. And if I collected 1, 10, 5,000 of these cards, I could send a text message to all 5,000 cards at one time. So imagine it was tax season and I said, have you made a last minute IRA contribution? Yes or no? Click here. And if they click that link, it could take me to a landing page. It could take me to a place for them to make an IRA contribution. I mean, literally, the marketing ideas are endless, and it creates what I call to be drip texting. That doesn't exist today. So how can you build up prospects if you buy the mobile business card? At seminars, you could say, hey, everybody, before we get started, I just want you to text TED to 89800 so I don't really stick all these business cards in your pocket. Wouldn't that be great to get 50, 100, 200 at one time? You could do it at networking functions. Promise you'll separate yourself from the guy wearing the red jacket from Circuit City who hands out a business card. Friends and family gatherings. Wouldn't it be great to say, hey, Uncle Neil, isn't this cool if I just show you this cool technology gadget I have? What a great way to make family and friends to learn more about your business. Charitable events, great place to do this. Business owners, your website, and on every single client appointment, your clients could get this right in their phone. Now, this is one-way texting. Notice on your phone for compliance officers and for people that are in marketing, you can't text me back. If you want to opt out, you can hit stop. It's one-way texting. And I didn't cold text you. You basically took my card. This is truly unbelievable stuff. You can also set up campaigns. So for the marketing departments that are watching this, or if you have an OSJ or just your practice, you could do one on college education, taxes, retirement, 401ks, IRAs, Social Security, divorces, or just whatever content that you want, because you never know who's going to open up and click the link to do something. Now, here's the most amazing thing. You cut through the clutter on this thing. The mobile card's just the first part. When you send out text messages, this is through proof. 98% of all SMS and MMS messages get opened. Ask yourself, when was the last time you didn't open up a text? And by the way, don't act like you're the only one that goes out with your family like I do. And I say, honey, I'm going to put the phone down. And then all of a sudden the phone texts and I'm like, oh, looking at my phone right in the middle of the meal. You know you do it, and so does the rest of America, which is why this is the most powerful part to the future. You can direct them to a website, a landing page, or do whatever you want with it. If you have an organization that has 10, 20, 30, 50, 10,000 people, this could literally change the face of your organization. If you're an individual advisor, for just a few bucks a month, you could literally build all kinds of stuff to generate more dollars in your practice. Now, what about compliance? This is for everybody. How does this work? We've set this up that we basically have an SMS tracker configuration system. Every mobile business card is assigned a unique keyword. So in this case, my keyword is Ted. The keyword could be John, it could be, and obviously you can't use John twice. It could be John MetLife or John, Merrill Lynch. It could be whatever we want when we hand out the card. Any outbound message will actually be delivered and pushed into the email box, and we could do this through any sort of compliance monitoring email. If you use a compliance monitoring company, we can work with that company, whether it's Erato, Socialware, Hearsay, Global Relay, Smarsh, so you can have a monitoring system as well. And then you as the compliance department can set up intervals on how often you want to receive reports, every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes, every half hour, so it's built in the system. What you see on the screen here now is what it would look like. So if you ever wanted to run, even though you would probably pre-approve these boxes before they go out, or for advisors, your compliance department would pre-approve the boxes, you can still run searches to highlight for keywords, anything that you would do in a normal email review. And that way you've got documentation for electronic communication with the public if in fact you ever went through an audit or a review. So you can see on here the group, you can see the date and timestamp, you can see the message that went out, you can see the recipient who actually received this. It's nothing different than you would see in email. If you have an OSJ that you've got 20, 50, 100 people, or you're a large organization watching this, that you've got 1,000 reps or 2,000 reps or 500 brokers, if a certain amount of people will sign up for this, or you want to make an enterprise solution for your organization, we would be willing at doing a different rate for a larger group of people. I'm going to tell you this. Being a pioneer as a marketer in the financial services industry isn't easy. This mobile texting system is one of the waves of the future of the system, and you can get aboard today so you can get more leads, you can get more conversion, and you can get more clients and assets under management and insurance policies and grow your business. That's the mobile business card. Go to www.ordermbc.com to start today.